time slot since 2016, so they keep their winning streak going at the 10 a.m. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the DF Barnes Arena for Super Saturday, and a big matchup between the Paradise Warriors and the Southern Shore Breakers in what is going to be a barn-burning matchup. The Paradise Warriors picked up their first win of the tournament yesterday, taking out the CBR Renegades as they look to snatch second place away from the Avalon Celtics after the Celtics picked up a big win just before this matchup, 6-1. So the Warriors got their work cut out for them as they're taking on the Southern Shore Breakers, who have not lost a game in this tournament since 2022, which is quite the statistic. Southern Shore have won both of their games in this tournament by a score of 10-0 and 10-4. So they know how to light the lamp, and Russell O'Reilly had 9 points in his first game of this tournament out of 10 goals. So if the Warriors want to win this one, they're going to have to shut down Mr. O'Reilly. But this Southern Shore team is deep. They're really good, and they're looking to win a fourth straight U9 Selects tournament and hang it up at the Ken Williams Arena. The Paradise Warriors on the Tier 1 side have been pretty successful. They were champions in 2023, defeating Northeast 2-1 in the final. Then they finished 5th place in 2024, and then they won it again in 2025 in a shootout, 6-5. So it just goes to show how cyclical the U9 Selects tournament is, the cycle of players that you get. You win the championship in 2023, you don't even make the playoffs in 2024, and then you win it again in 2025. The Breakers, on the other hand, / the Pacers, have been blessed with quite the cycle of players. You might even call it a golden era. In their last 5 U9 Selects tournaments, they made the finals all 5 times, winning 4 of them in 2019, 2023, 2024, and 2025. And I've alluded to it many times, they've won 20 straight games in this tournament. They haven't lost since 2022 at the U9 Selects tournament. Well, it's a big one for the Paradise Warriors. If they lose this matchup, they'll be in a battle for 3rd or 4th place with the Northeast Eagles. So this is a massive game for them. As the fans are ready, the players are ready. For an exciting matchup. U9 Selects Hockey, the best tournament of the year. Opening face-off, and we are underway from the DF Barnes Arena. My name is Seth Hyde. Happy to have you joining us for more excitement of the U9 Selects tournament. Here's Gulliver, up to Jenkins. Tried to clear the zone. It's kept in by White. Dish that off to Lambert. Losing it, Gulliver lifting the stick, and he tried to push it out. Lambert will move it back into the zone. Passed into Jenkins now. Jenkins takes it behind his own goal. Stretch pass ahead given away for White. His shot is steered just wide of the cage. Now the Warriors try to clear the zone. It's Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh with the block, pushing it out to center. It's Gulliver losing the puck. Oates will backhand it in. Gulliver gets it back as he'll flip this out to center ice. Moved across to Aspel and played into the zone. Jenkins tries to clear as Lambert will keep the puck in. Here's Power. Losing it to Luby. Luby with the backhander on it was blocked. He circles it back out. Luby again moving his way back in, but it's broken up by the Warriors, who have had a fantastic opening minute of this game. Into the zone it goes. Jenkins. Lost to White in front for Luby, and the puck bounces just wide of the net as Gulliver is going to take it. Looks to move it up the boards. O'Reilly will keep it in out high. O'Reilly on his backhand, holding and looking. O'Reilly makes the space, and he shoots it just wide of the net. Derek Jenkins clearing this one out. The Breakers get it back as it's moved across. Williams all the way back to Frizzell. Frizzell gets it, holds and waits, throws it across to Lewis. And now Lewis pushing it forward here for the Breakers. Lost in the neutral zone. Ryan trying hard to win it back here for the Warriors. A wonderful play from her to get that to Walburn. Walburn will dump it in, icing waved off by the linesman Oliver Warren, who just finished up his game with the Gonzaga Vikings for the Boyle Trophy. Here's Lewis now. Back to Reed. Moved in, O'Reilly. Takes it in, but offsides against the Breakers. Well, the Warriors have been doing good to quell the storm here in this matchup, as the Breakers have been a force in this tournament. Here's Reed. Off the wall, but onto the tape of Windsor. His shot is stopped. What a beautiful save in between the pipes by Marcus Gibbons. He had a phenomenal game against the Celtics earlier on in the tournament, as that shot is steered wide of the net as well. It's nearly cleared out by the Warriors. Windsor will keep it in. Windsor back across. Breakers try to push it to the front of the net. It moves out to Walsh. Walsh stepping in, firing, and again a big stop in net by Gibbons. Standing on his head so far as Windsor. Over to O'Keefe. Duffy tried to win it back. It comes out to Walsh, pulls back and shoots, and Gibbons makes the save. Holy cow, he's standing on his head in between the pipes so far, making some massive, massive saves to keep this a scoreless tie. Lambert will win it. Pulls, shoots, and another stop by Gibbons. Marcus Gibbons picking up right where he left off from the Celtics game on Thursday night. The only goalie for the Paradise Warriors in this tournament, and they picked the right one as Lambert. Oh, what a beautiful move by Lambert. Gets it through. Luby tries to get the shot off. Takes it behind, moves it out to the point for Oates, who puts that on net, and it goes just wide. Here's Lambert. Back out high for Oates. Flips it on net, and it's saved, and now they put it in. Luby puts it into the back of the net, and the Southern Shore Breakers have got the first goal of the game. They just wouldn't quit on that loose puck. Gibbons made the first save, but Luby finds the back of the net. And with 6:12 to go in the first period, the Breakers draw first blood. Baker battling hard. Warriors look to get it as a spell. Takes it in. On his backhand, tried to get the shot off, but he was tied up. Back into Coombs now. And here's Baker looking to get it back as they storm out to the front of the net again, but lost and cleared by the Warriors. This will go all the way down. Goaltender Fonz Kavanaugh coming out of his net to touch the puck. As here come the Breakers up the other way. An opportunity for them to make something happen. It's Frizzell moving on in. The shot bounces on net and it's saved. Another big stop by Gibbons. Frizzell almost had a snipe with 5:31 to go in this first period. Here's Jenkins. Has it in his own end, gets the swing around the boards. Gulliver gonna try to get there as Walsh. Attempts to keep it in. Gulliver digging in to try to win it back. O'Reilly down the left. A pass in front of the net, and it just gets away as Galway's gonna get there. Galway digging hard. Loose puck scooped up here by the Warriors. As it's Reed who tried to bounce it out. Right back to O'Reilly. O'Reilly's shot is stopped by Gibbons. Another big save. And now will the puck slow down? The Warriors in a foot race. It looks like it is going to go the length for an icing call. But some positives here for the Warriors. O'Reilly at the dot with Kavanaugh. As we're back in play, O'Reilly will win it. Looks to free himself to take the shot. A big block by Power. Here's Reed. Give it away. Back out to the point it goes. The Breakers get it. Galway winds up and shoots. Blocked in front. Back on the tape of O'Reilly. O'Reilly spinning around. He's still got the puck as he passes it out to Walsh. Breakers moving the puck very well here as Chafe gets tied up by Gulliver. Up the other way come the Warriors. It's Power powering through, and Power might be in. Power flies in with the puck. He still has it, and what a diving play by Galway. Huge stop there for the Breakers by the defense, and now it's O'Reilly. Lost the puck. Power will drop it back. The Warriors trying to catch the Breakers on a change. It's Kavanaugh at the red line, still winding and weaving. Gave that across, got it back. The Breakers try to take it in. Here's Walsh. Has it, moves it over to White. 3:50 to play in period number one as it's passed back across. Scott lost it, pushed back ahead. White will collect. Moving it over, and it's passed up the middle to Windsor. Windsor zipping into the zone. Through the legs of the defenseman, pass in, and a stop by Gibbons. The last line of defense has been incredible. Gibbons making some huge stops as that shot goes just wide of the net. Pawson in there with Scott. It's worked loose and away they go. An opportunity for Duffy, who tries to take it in. Now Windsor leaves that for White. White, nifty move. Trying to take it out of his own end, hauled down, and a power play coming up here for the Southern Shore Breakers as they take the puck in the zone. White takes it all the way in, and he shoots it just wide of the net. Here's Scott now, fan on the pass to the front, and we'll get our first call of the game. So 2:50 to go in the first period, and it's 1-0 for the Breakers. And there's some of the members of the Paradise Warriors Tier 1 squad coming to support their teammates. There's a wave to the camera. They were at the Newfoundland Regiment Fist Bump Tunnel a couple of games ago. And they told me when I was talking to them, they said that they're going to win this tournament. They said that they're going to win it. And we'll see if they can keep that promise. Luby around. The Warriors have played really well in this game so far. I mean, I've talked about it so much. The Breakers are such a good team in this tournament, and now they've got a chance shorthanded. It's Coombs taking flight. Frizzell hustling hard to get back, and what a play by Frizzell. Unbelievable hustle from him to get back and make an unbelievable play. Now here come the Breakers. It's Luby, the only goal in the game, looking for a second. Luby into the far corner. Passed it out in front, broken up by the Warriors as they try to get the puck out of the zone. It is cleared out into center ice. McGraw tried to get it back as Luby moves in on his backhand. And it's Luby still. Pulls back, gave it away. It's Galway out at the blue line. His shot is blocked on its way to the net, right on the tape of Espel. Putting another one on. The rebound is there, and it's in. Luby gets it again in front of the net. A power play goal for the Southern Shore Breakers. The exact same goal, carbon copy of his first one. And he don't give up easy in front of that net. .145 to go in the first period. The Breakers add another. Here's O'Reilly. Moving on in with the puck. O'Reilly to find the back of the net, and he hit the goal post. Now it's Jenkins. He's got it behind his own goal. Looks to clear the zone. Out to Galway. Winded up and shot. Couldn't get through the crowd. Williams. Over to Parsons. Parsons can't clear. Kept in by the Breakers as Coombs looks for it. All the way over for Walsh. Winds up and shoots just wide of the net. There's Russell O'Reilly. Across the top. Looking to get the shot off. Mercer breaks it up, brings down O'Reilly, and he's going to head to the box here for a penalty. As the pass across from Chief, all the way over with 58 seconds to go in the first. We got a penalty here against the Breakers, or excuse me, against the Warriors. Breakers power play as Mercer heads to the box two for a trip with 56.3 to go in this first period. The Breakers have capitalized on their first power play. They're looking to do it again. Windsor wins the faceoff cleanly to White. Shot goes on, and Gibbons with another fabulous stop. Over for Scott. Her shot goes on, paddled away by Gibbons. As the Breakers look for something here, Windsor out to Oates. He's got it at the point, walks the line. Oates circles back, passes it across, broken up, but White will keep it in. White with the shot blocked, it goes through. Jenkins tries to clear for the Warriors. Couldn't get the puck out of the zone as Windsor brings it back in. A pass across to Scott, 20 seconds to go in the first period. Scott out to Windsor. Windsor's shot is steered wide. It's O'Keefe. To the front, they score. It's White in front of the net again. Another goal for the Breakers in the blue paint. And it is a 3-0 lead. Exactly 10 seconds to go in the first period. The Breakers looking for more. It's Windsor all the way in. He might beat the buzzer, and a big stop by Gibbons, and that'll take us to the end of the first period. The final score after one is 3 for the Breakers, none for the Warriors, but the Warriors have been playing well. They've had a couple of great looks, but they just got to shut them down in the blue paint. That's been the problem for them in this matchup. The Breakers have scored every single one of their goals in front of the net, banging away at those rebounds. So the Warriors are going to look to change that here in this second period of play. So here we go, getting ready to get back in play for this second period as Duffy won the draw, but as Spell will get it and dump it in. It's Posson. Tries to clear for the Warriors. Now Lambert out to Frizzell, who made a massive defensive play. Now he walks the line and takes it in as Spell with the backhander. Gets it again and shoots it just wide of the net. Now here come the Warriors up the other way. It's Duffy. Passed it down the ice. Frizzell will leave it. Breakers will grab a hold of the puck and move it across to Luby. Luby looking for a hat trick in this matchup. Has it on his forehand and passed it to the front just out of reach of a Spell. Here's Lewis. Over to Frizzell. Frizzell across and Lambert put a one-timer just wide of the net. Now the wraparound chance and it stayed out. Oh, it looked like a for sure goal there for the Breakers as this is going to be cleared down and Frizzell, the last man back, takes it deep into his own end. Now he's going to play it off the boards and up to Luby. Luby brings it up the other way. Luby gunning down the far side, but he lost it to Walburn, who will clear this out to center ice. Frizzell dumping it in deep. Delayed offsides here against the Breakers. Here's Power, and yeah, the offsides call against Southern Shore. With 1:31 gone in this second period. Here comes O'Reilly. Russell O'Reilly moves on in with the puck. He got it on his forehand and another big stop. Oh my goodness, is all you can say about Marcus Gibbons. What a game from him so far. Out to Walsh, a quick shot, Gibbons with the save. The Warriors fans loving that stop as it comes out to Walsh. Walsh will float one in. Over for Chafe now. Chafe to the point to Galway. Galway tries to take the shot. Warriors attempt to keep it in. Here's Blagden, who tries to clear, and he will get it out, but it's O'Reilly who will just take it right back in. O'Reilly, beauty moves. He's in past the defense, but he can't beat Gibbons. What a stop by the goaltender. Now it's Coombs deep in his own end. Turns, tried to clear. The Breakers will get it. Beautiful moves from Chafe as it makes its way back out to O'Reilly. O'Reilly with the pass over. Blocked there by Williams, who puts it back to the front of the net. Williams will wrap it around, and it is gloved down by Gibbons to cover it up with 7:21 to go in the second period. It's out to the point to Oates. Floats one back in. A bouncing puck is right there, and they'll tap it in. It's O'Keefe who puts it into the back of the net. Another goal inside the crease for the Southern Shore Breakers, their fourth of this matchup. Face-off one through by Windsor as it's Jenkins. Dropping it over to Reed. Reed takes it back into her own end, but it went onto the tape of White. Threw it to the front of the net, and it was blocked by the Warriors as they try to clear the zone. Just can't get it out. It's White who turns and attempts to dump it in deep, and he will. Gulliver has it for the Warriors. Passed it around, and still they just can't get it out of their own end. Nearly snuck out to the front of the net, but Power makes the big play. O'Keefe will win it back to the front again. It's bouncing around, and they're banging away at it, and the Warriors will clear. Out to the point to White, looking to put it through the traffic in front, but the Warriors will take it back up the other way, trying to get through, but White makes a massive defensive play against Power, and now Windsor moves in with the puck. He shoots, he scores! What a solo effort by Windsor there to bring the puck back into the zone and rip it into the back of the net, make it 5 for the Breakers. Face-off won through by Lambert. Offsides against the Breakers, 6:10 remaining in the second period. Face-off is won back. Walburn gonna get it for the Warriors. He gave it to Duffy. Lost that one to a Spell, who turns back. And it's passed ahead to Lambert. Lambert trying to dump the puck into the zone. He's going to move it across. It's Frizzell who hops on it. Here's Frizzell down the right-hand side. Frizzell's shot, and it's in. Oh my goodness, Frizzell, a magician to get that puck into the net. Found the tiniest little gap and makes it 6 for the Breakers with 5:43 to go in the second period. Warriors get it past the red line and try to flip it in. Now the Breakers will bust it out. It's Lambert, Luby, and a Spell. Lambert fires one right on, and it bounces off the end wall and nearly snuck out to the front of the net, but it did again, and it was just shot wide with 5:20 to play in the second period. Out to Galway. Moving it across the walls, tees up a blast. It's on the tape of Lambert, and another stop by Gibbons. Here's Duffy. Up the other way for Paradise. Duffy moves in with the puck. He'll pull back, trying to get the shot off. He floats it through. It's on the tape. They score! Walburn for Paradise. And the Warriors are on the board, and a slide through neutral ice. How special is that? Even the Southern Shore fans happy for the Warriors to get on the board. Walburn was in the right place at the right time. And I've said it already, they played a phenomenal game as Kavanaugh comes off. What a matchup from him. He's a wonderful goalie with a phenomenal first name, Fonts Kavanaugh. And into the net is Connor O'Reilly. So the Warriors get one back. It's 6-1 now, as O'Reilly will bring it back in. Gave that away. It makes its way out. White holds onto the puck as he brings it in. And on the shot on net. Here's McGraw. Tries to get that back. It's O'Reilly. Prying away, and now he's going to reset. O'Reilly. Beauty move. O'Reilly still. O'Reilly, you just can't take the puck from him. He is an absolute wizard when he gets that puck. A highlight reel goal from him, and it's 7 for the Breakers. Chafe dropping that pass back. The Breakers will move it ahead to Williams. Gets away McGraw off the boards. O'Reilly will work it loose. Beauty move from O'Reilly. O'Reilly comes in, passes it back across the ice. Lewis looking for the open lane. Here's Frizzell. Moving it back over for Southern Shore. They're moving the puck nicely as that shot goes wide of the net. Here's O'Reilly. Out to the point. Kept in by the Breakers. It's Lewis. Out to Frizzell. Coughed up. Mercer will push it down the ice. Now he's digging in to try to win the foot race against Frizzell. But Frizzell is going to get there first. O'Reilly. Beauty moves. O'Reilly flipping the puck to himself. O'Reilly's all the way in. Tried to backhand it on net. He'll circle back around. O'Reilly to Frizzell. Dumped into the zone. It's Coombs who's going to collect it now. Coombs tapping this off the boards. Onto the tape of McGraw. McGraw at center will slowly push it into the zone. Icing waved off. 2:50 to go in the third period as the Warriors will hold the line. Frizzell with the big block in front of the net. Tries to clear it down, and he will. Icing waved off there. And what a hustle by Reed to get back to get that puck. She'll clear that all the way down the ice. And it's going to go, or no, it's going to be waved off there at the last second. It's slowed down as the Breakers take it up the other way. Here's a chance for Walsh moving in, and offsides call against them from the linesman, Ollie Warren, with 2:15 left in the second period. Well, the hockey here for this weekend as the excitement of the NHL playoffs kicks off at 4:30 when the Senators open up their series against the Carolina Hurricanes. So playoff hockey, we got the U9 Selects tournament. The Newfoundland Regiment play tomorrow against the Blandville Boisbriand Armada to try to keep their season alive. Here's Gulliver. Up to Windsor. Giving away Kavanaugh. Tries everything to keep it in. Now here come the Breakers. Moving on in, it's a chance for Scott, who tried to roof one. But a gorgeous stop in net again from Gibbons with 1:47 to play in the second period. There's a blocked shot as Duffy will get moving here for the Warriors. It's Frizzell. Up to Lambert. Now Reed. Hassan left it back. Reed with the puck. Tried to swing that around the boards. Pushing that out to the point. Lewis kept it in. Reed got it back. Up to Pawson. Flipped into the zone, and a chance here for Southern Shore as they've got the puck. Luby still in search of his hat trick. Has it behind the net. Trying to sneak it out in front. He holds on his forehand. Moves it to the point. Frizzell into the corner. Man, the Breakers move the puck so well. Up the other way come the Warriors now. It's Duffy flying up through. And it's pushed back in. Here come the Breakers. Back into the zone. Luby. Knocked away. It's a spell. Trying to get that puck back as Reed battles for it on the boards. Out to the point to Frizzell. Frizzell throwing it across. A chance here for Southern Shore with 43 seconds left. Luby in front of the net. Trying to poke away at the puck there in front of the goal. It's Pawson who turns and attempts to clear, but a spell will dump it right back into the corner. Luby, 30 seconds to go in the second period. Swung around by Reed onto the tape of Duffy. Duffy trying to take it up the other side. Lambert will keep it in. Storms back in, and a big play by Reed to swipe that away. And now Reed's going to take a penalty here, a tripping call. She was working so hard there, but she's going to head to the box for 2 minutes. .9 seconds to go in the second period of play. 6-1 lead, or 7-1 lead, excuse me, for the Southern Shore Breakers. as the faceoff is won to Walsh. There's the slapper on net, just wide. Now Williams, back to Walsh. With the shot blocked by Blagden. And that'll do it for the second period. And I'd like to take this time to talk about the Jamie Hines Memorial Grit Award. Jamie Hines was my best friend Cole Hines' father, and he passed away with multiple myeloma in June of 2021 after a long battle with that form of cancer. And his favorite memory with his son Cole was this U9 Selects tournament. So when he passed away, we wanted to honor the man that Jamie was and the athlete that Jamie was. So we figured there'd be no better tournament than the U9 Selects tournament. And how you win this, you're not the best player on the ice, but you are someone that's a leader. You are someone that has grit, someone that doesn't give up every shift. You show hard work, leadership. You care more about your teammates than you care about yourself. You're a leader on that bench. You never, ever quit, because that's the man Jamie was. He always played for that logo on the front and not the name on the back. We're going to announce the 10 nominees, one from each team in the tournament late tonight, early tomorrow. And the winner will be announced tomorrow. There's a winner from each division, the Abby Newhook division and the Alex Newhook division. Here's Walsh to O'Reilly. O'Reilly taking the puck into the zone. It's Coombs who passed that back out. Here's O'Reilly again. Moving on into the zone, got the push, takes it back. O'Reilly resetting, touched up himself, hauled down by Baker, and another power play coming up for Southern Shore. So 5-on-3 hockey as McGraw will touch it, and it'll be 5-on-3 for a minute 21. O'Reilly will win it to Walsh. Walsh will turn and fire. It goes just wide of the net. Back in front to O'Reilly. Williams lifting the stick, and the Warriors will try to clear it out on this 5-on-3 penalty kill. Duffy lost that one. O'Reilly brings it right back in. Here's Russell O'Reilly pulling back, shooting, scoring. O'Reilly on the power play. Another goal from him here this morning. And one player coming out of the box now for the Warriors, as it's a third power play goal for the Breakers in this matchup. Oates is going to get it moving. Takes it in, nearly snuck by Reed, who's not giving up on the puck. Now Gulliver trying to clear. O'Keefe moves back in. Backhanded it on. Reed is going to take it. And Reed will swing this right around the boards. Warriors try to push it out. Blagden just couldn't clear. It's Scott bringing the puck back in for Southern Shore, and she roofs it just a little bit too high up over the net. White will keep it in with the help of Windsor. Came out to White, back to Windsor. Windsor on his backhand, trying to put it to the front of the net. It came out front, and now it's out to the point to Oates. Oates pulls back and shoots. It's tipped, and it's in, but it's no goal. It is a high stick. You don't see that very often, a tipped goal that went right over the crowd, but it was a high stick, so no goal, but a nice play at that. So the faceoff is just going outside. It's still an 8-1 lead for the Breakers. That goal does not count. Here's Frizzell. Takes it back into his own end and flips it forward. Reed battles hard. Gulliver in there to help her out. Look at Reed go. Trying to work it loose. Gulliver Passes that back ahead. Now it's Power. Right on the stick of Lambert. Lambert moving into the zone. Luby will take over with the puck in the far corner. Now he's below the goal line. Luby gets hauled down as Power tries to win it back here for the Warriors. Here's Power. Up the other way. Lost it as Spell with the shot, and it goes just wide of the cage. Here's Reed. Look to clear the zone. Shot blocked by Gulliver. Now it's Frizzell. Back to Gulliver, and on the tape of Frizzell again. Giving that away, and now a chance. Gulliver moves in with the puck, and he's tied up, and he just couldn't shake loose. Here's Lambert. Back into the zone, offsides with 6:04 to play. All right, looks like we're going to run the clock here to finish off this game, so run time at the DF Barnes Arena. As an 8-1 lead for the Breakers is the story right now. It's Windsor. He's got it in neutral ice. Tried to pass it to Chafe. Offsides waved off. Here's Walburn. Back into his own end. Walburn tried to clear. Kept in by Chafe. Working hard. Gave it to the front of the net for O'Reilly. It just got away. He's looking for his hat trick as he spins back. O'Reilly on the backhand to the front. Pawson with a big defensive play. Passed up, given away to O'Reilly. O'Reilly with a beauty move. Backhander in front. What a pass and what a save. An unreal stop by Gibbons again as O'Reilly spins back. He's still got it as he passes it out to Galway. And it just bounces loose of Galway. And now maybe a chance for the Warriors, but it is going to be a great play by Walsh to win it back. Push back into the zone for Walsh. 4:35 to go in the third period of play. Galway takes it in. Galway pulling back and shooting, and it goes just wide of the net. Here's Chafe with it again. Out to the point to Walsh. Fan on the one-timer as Ryan tried to clear. O'Reilly will keep it in. Here's Russell O'Reilly. Across the top, trying to take the shot. And it's Chafe who just shoots it wide of the net. Duffy will pick it up for the Warriors as he tries to clear the zone. Williams will keep it in. Backhander to O'Reilly. O'Reilly in on goal. He scores, and he's got his hat trick. Russell O'Reilly slipping it through the 5-hole for the third time this game. And it's 9 for the Southern Shore Breakers. Here's McGraw pushing this ahead. The Breakers will get it and try to send it back in. Coombs nearly got it. O'Keefe lost stick. It's Coombs given away to Windsor. Windsor back in for the Breakers. Shot blocked by Baker. What a great play. Baker tried to stay on his feet, just took a spill. Comes out to Oates, who threw it to the point. Here's a chance for White. Shot, he scores a shot from the point. It makes it 10 for Southern Shore. What a rocket blast from that blue line. Well, the Breakers running away with this one. And what is going to be their 21 wins in a row. In this tournament, they have not lost in 4 editions. That is an absolutely crazy statistic. As that's coughed up, and maybe a chance now for the Warriors. It's McGraw moving in on net. The shot on O'Reilly goes just wide. Now Frizzell trying to backhand it out. Takes it back. 2:10 to go in the third period. Up to Lewis. Lewis will clear that out. Windsor up to Scott. Windsor takes it back again. And the Warriors tried to bring it out with 1:55 to go in the third period. As we run the clock and get ready for the next game between the Northeast Eagles and the Paradise Warriors. Pushed up the Breakers, work it back. Walsh over to Luby, and now Galway. Moving into the zone. Reed chasing him down. Reed with a big play on the boards against Galway. As it's passed around, the Breakers still moving the puck so well. Walsh. Pass across to Lambert. 1:08 to play in the third period. Gulliver got it and sent it all the way down the ice. O'Reilly is going to come out, and he'll cover it up with 1 minute to go as the clock winds down. Face-off won. The Southern Shore Breakers will clear it all the way down the ice. No icing with 38 seconds to play. Here's Power. Lost to Oates. And Power will take it again. Tries to clear the zone. Here come the Paradise Warriors, looking to make something happen. Kavanaugh moves on in. Reed getting out of the zone so the Warriors can try to take it back in. It comes over to Reed. Here's Reed trying to get it back from Luby. Still on the ground trying to make the play. O'Reilly on the boards. Here's Power. Looks to shuffle it through. And now here come the Breakers. It is a penalty against them, but that'll take us to the end of the game, and their historic winning streak improves to 21 straight at the U9 Selects tournament. All you can say is wow. A dynasty in this tournament, a 10-1 win over the Warriors, a team who had no quit in this matchup. They did not stop playing until they heard that final buzzer. So what a wonderful, wonderful performance from them. Lots to hang their heads about. And we get ready for the Player of the Game ceremonies here before we move on to our next game on Super Saturday between the Eagles and the Warriors Tier 1 squad. Nate Duffy, who had a phenomenal game, will get the Player of the Game awards. He didn't give up that whole matchup. A well-deserved honor for that young man. And Luby, of course, 2 big goals which started the party for the Southern Shore Breakers, a well-deserving winner. Well, folks, we'll be back in action at 12 o'clock for the Northeast Eagles versus the Paradise Warriors Tier 1 squad. You don't want to miss it. Be sure to be kind of one another. Stay safe, and we'll see you in a couple minutes for the next game. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the DF Barnes Arena for more excitement of the U9 Selects tournament. And this matchup is between the Northeast Eagles and the undefeated Paradise Warriors. The Paradise Warriors have been absolutely rolling in this tournament so far. winning all of their games and staying undefeated. They score goals in the first 2 minutes of the game and then just take it the rest of the way. They're such an exciting team to watch. And then at the other side, the Northeast Eagles, a team with a lot of fight in them, a team that doesn't quit, a team that doesn't give up. This is going to be a dandy game here, as the Warriors have had a pretty tough schedule here today. They just played 2 games ago. Now they're back in action. The Eagles had the first game of the morning today. So this will be an exciting matchup. And just to look back through the years of some of the tournament history from both teams, the Paradise Warriors covered it in the last game when the Tier 2 team was in action. They won the tournament in 2025, defeating the Caps in one of the best games I think this tournament has ever seen, a shootout 6-5 win, which was an absolute thriller of a matchup. Then in 2024, they got 5th place. And then 2023, they were champions, defeating the Northeast Eagles 2-1. In 2022, they were runners-up when they lost 2-0 to the Northeast Eagles. And then, of course, the 2 COVID years. 2018, runners-up, a shootout loss to the CBR Renegades in a game where Quinn Norman scored both goals and the shootout winner. Champions in 2017, defeating the Eagles 2-1. A semifinals loss in 2016 against the Caps. But back then, the Warriors were known as the Renegades, as they didn't have the Paradise Warriors in that tournament. And in 2015, they were champions, defeating the Celtics. And once again, they were known as the Renegades back then. For the Northeast Eagles, they made it to the semifinals last year and lost in a shootout to the Paradise Warriors. Then in 2024, they lost 7-0 to the Mountain Pearl Blades. 2023, runners-up to the Warriors 2-1. 2022, champions, defeating the Warriors 2-0 in what was a thrilling final. 2019, they were runners-up. They lost to the Caps in that final. Damian Norris, who's a QMJHL prospect, was on that team. 2017, runners-up to Paradise. 2016, champions. And 2015 in the quarterfinals. So they have quite the history in this tournament, the Northeast Eagles, and they're looking to add to that this year in what should be an exciting game of hockey from the DF Barnes Arena. And it's hard to believe this tournament is halfway done here on Super Saturday. We're at the halfway point here at 12 o'clock. And it's been an exciting one for sure. So the Eagles take to the ice first, as the Warriors do their cheer and look to stay undefeated. They've been picture perfect all tournament. But the Eagles have had the longer break, and they're also undefeated if you want to get technical about it. They haven't lost a game yet. They've won 1 and tied 1 in this tournament so far. They tied 2-2 against the Caps, and then this morning against the Renegades, they won 5-1. The Warriors have won 5-1, 6-1, and 9-1. This is their final game of the round robin, and they're looking to finish it in a big way. My name is Seth Hyde. Happy to have you joining us for the excitement of the U9 Selects tournament from the DF Barnes Arena. Grizzlyak will keep it in. Now it's Nicholas taking it in, pushing it through. There's the shot, a big save in net. An unbelievable stop by Carson Whalen, and now it's Darcy Cadigan flying up the other way. Cadigan's shot got deflected up high and wide. A wonderful look from number 13. Out to Cadigan. Darcy Cadigan gets his wheels turning again. Cadigan flying back into the zone. Nobody can catch him. He shoots, and a big stop in net. The goaltenders have been rock solid so far. Now a chance in front that went just wide of the cage. Here's Cadigan again. Darcy Cadigan to Willie. Now out to the point. Hayward walking in, pulling, shooting, and it tipped up high. Heffernan got a glove on it. Back out to the front of the net. Give it away, and now up the other way comes Nicholas for the Paradise Warriors. Can he open the scoring? Winding, weaving, shooting high and wide. Rebound for Babb. They score. The Paradise Warriors get the first goal of the game, and it's Babb who rifles it into the yawning cage. Well, the Warriors get the party started early. And Bab was in the right place at the right time. Just $1:05 into this first period. And the Warriors are right where they want to be. Here's London. Down the side, creeps in, shoots, and it grazed the side of the net. Burke to Kiley. Back out to the point, a shot into the corner. London just out of reach for him. As it's Hudson Murphy looking to get it around the boards for Andrew Burke. Spinning away is Kiley. Kiley with some nifty moves, works it out to the point. Here's Badcock walking in, broken up by the Eagles as they try to clear this puck. It's Benson leading the charge up the other way. Benson zips into the zone. Offside's being waved off there as Shea tried to get it. It's Kiley and a penalty behind the play from London. So the Warriors are going to head to the box as the official Nick Winters calls it against London. It's a 2-minute penalty and a chance now for the Eagles to equalize. Well, you got to recognize the name Jack London because his father, Josh, played for the St. John's Ice Caps for 2 seasons, as well as played over in Europe for a number of years. Josh London was a part of the 2014 Ice Caps team that went to the Calder Cup final. So he's a good guy to have behind the bench. Here's Moores. Trying to throw it to the front of that. It was blocked. Warriors try to clear. Doyle will hold the line. Flipping it back into the zone. It's tipped away. It's not who attempts to clear. Lifted stick and a nice play by Molly Witherall as this heads all the way down. Here's Penny. Penny passes it all the way up for Bragg. This goes all the way down and it'll go on net for Heffernan to push away. Here's Knott. Kendall brought down. Bragg pounces on this puck to the front of the net for Moores. Moores waiting, taking, and it's blocked, and another penalty against the Paradise Warriors. The parade to the sin bin continues. And a 5-on-3 power play coming up for the Northeast Eagles, and a chance for them to tie this game as Hatcher heads to the box. And lots of room to roam now for the boys from the Killick Coast, the boys and girls from the Killick Coast. Face off one back to Grizzlack. Put to the front of the net, and the Warriors will clear that right down the ice. Rogers. The only man back, Jacob Rogers, wearing number 12, just like Aaron Rodgers used to do for the Green Bay Packers. Rogers up the other way. He might take it himself. Rogers, the defenseman, looking to go coast to coast as he tried to spin it back to Willie. And now a shorthanded chance for Grizzlyak. Grizzlyak on the left-hand side. Cadigan with the diving play to try to win it back. Now it came out to Nicholas. Shot blocked in front by Kiley as it's going to be poked loose by Darcy Cadigan. And here he goes. Cadigan's up through the middle, and he's got a chance on the power play. Cadigan is denied by Heffernan. What a stop, but wait a minute, it's in front again. And Heffernan with the stop to keep this a 1-goal lead for the Paradise Warriors. Out to the point for Rogers, and it hops over his stick. Unbelievable goaltending from Heffernan, and the Warriors still maintain their lead. Now it's Smith for the Eagles. Taking this up the other way. Smith zipping into the zone. He's brought down, and they're going back to the penalty box again. A third penalty in the first period for the Paradise Warriors, and another 5-on-3 chance for the Northeast Eagles. .5:57 to play in what has been a unreal first period of hockey. An evenly matched game, and this has been the biggest test the Warriors have had in this tournament so far. And they got to stay out of the box if they want to win this one. Here's a chance now across the top. Shot by Chater, just wide of the net. Here's Smith now. He's going to try to wrap it around. It's flipped out and going to be cleared by the Paradise Warriors as this goes all the way down. Benson, last man back for the Northeast Eagles. Benson gets moving, and it's Benson still with the puck. Benson into the zone, flying like an eagle, and a big save by Heffernan, who has been rock solid so far. Murphy dumps it back into the corner. Smith racing after the puck. Now it's Pelly. He gets hauled down on the board, swung right around as it's 5-on-4 hockey now. Murphy out high, Fan on the dump in. Now a chance for Badcock. Swiped it forward, and Bennett blows a tire. Here's Benson. Chips it in deep, icing waved off. It's Pelly who will swing it. Collected at the other side. The Eagles try to keep it in. Bennett will clear that down and out. And it's Penny. 48 seconds to go. Penny taking the puck up the other way. Solo effort from him as he'll backhand it in deep at the red line. Pelly up against Bragg. Pelly, nice turn all the way around the boards. Doyle out at the point. Sent it back in. And he still tries to keep it in. Moores with a beautiful play. Now Kiley taking it in. Puts the shot on net, and it's kicked away nicely in net by Whalen. As the Eagles take it up the other side. Redirected in. It's Witherall who will reset it in her own end. Given away to Kendall. Kendall trying to put the shot on. Blocked by the Warriors as they attempt to clear the zone. That's out to the point to Doyle. Dumps it back in deep. Eagles trying everything they can to keep it in. 3 successful kills by the Warriors as a shot is steered wide of the net. We're back to full strength now. As it comes out to Penny. Shot blocked. Penny trying to keep it in. And the Warriors were almost through there. Now it's Moores back into the zone, and a big diving play and a penalty coming up against the Eagles now. So the Warriors will go on the power play. It's a tripping call. And the Eagles are heading to the sin bin now. Or no, this is a penalty against the Warriors. My apologies, I thought it was against the Eagles. So another power play for the Northeast Eagles. Their 4th of the first period with just 3:33 to go. The Eagles fans making noise as another power play starts. Cadigan ties up the draw. It's out to Rogers. Kept in, but given away. Here's London with a chance. Gorgeous pass to Kiley. Back to London. What a save, and the rebound was there. Kiley fanned on the chance. Almost a short-handed goal for the Paradise Warriors, but they're not done yet. Kiley back into the zone. Backhander across, just out of reach for London. London holding onto the puck. Swings this around the boards. It's Hayward who's going to get there. Trying to clear the zone. Babb will keep it in. He has the only goal in the game so far. Here's Hayward with it. Hayward lost it to London. Now it's Rogers. Clears the zone again. It's Knott who will collect for the Warriors as he takes it back in gingerly along the blue line. Now down the near side. Stripped of the puck by Willie. And now that's turned over and cleared out of the zone by the Eagles. It's not going to have enough as Heffernan was going to come out of his net to play it, but it is an icing call against Northeast on the power play here with 51 seconds to go on the penalty that was against Liam Yetman. Here's Murphy. Got it. Can't clear as Pelly will hold the line. The Eagles will get it and pass it ahead. And makes its way out. A tipped puck will wave off the icing as Smith is on the tail of Pelly. Pelly tried to clear. Smith will get it back. Smith on his backhand trying to work it to the front of the net. It bounced in front. Heffernan keeps it out. Shea was there. And he just couldn't get the shot off. Warriors take it up the other way. It's coughed up to Smith. Now Benson at the red line, passed it back to Smith. It's Witherall. Grisliak gave it away, picked up 2-on-1 chance. Chater and Smith. Chater with the puck to Smith, and it was blocked and cleared out of the zone by Pryor. And we are back to even strength as the Eagles try to get this in. Here's Murphy. Up to Shea. Shea fan on the dump in the zone, and it's going to be cleared down by the Warriors. Out of the net was Whalen. He was going to cover the puck up, not allowed to do it out there as he'll move it. Passed up the middle, Daly holding the line. Daly nearly getting past the defense, turns, shoots just wide of the net. Everybody on the edge of their seat here in this first period with 1 minute to go. And now maybe a chance for Smith. He's gunning into the zone. Smith on his forehand, he fires, and a stop by Heffernan. It did graze his glove, just enough to keep the puck out of the net. Now back out to center. Here's Penny. Penny brings it in. Eagles touching up to stay onside. Penny spinning around, doing it himself with 38 seconds left in the first period. Penny circled around, gets it back to himself, trying to throw it to the front, as it'll be picked up by Badcock, and it'll be sent down the ice again. And will it go? It will. It's an icing call with 21.3 to go in period number one, and it has been a thriller so far. Next goal is a massive one in this game. The Warriors struck first, but ever since it's been all Eagles. Bragg right off the draw to Kendall. Kendall behind the net, threw it back in front. It just got away from the crowd. Doyle fanned on the shot from the point. Here's Penny. Handing it down low to Morris. Back in front it goes. The rebound is there, and it goes just wide of the net. 6 seconds to go in the first period. Out to Doyle, but they just can't beat the buzzer, as that'll do it for an exciting first period of hockey. The final score after one is 1 for the Warriors, none for the Eagles. The lone goal in this game off the stick of Harry Babb. And it's just 1-0. Again, next goal imperative in this matchup for who's going to want to take this home. This is the most the Warriors have been tested in this tournament. They've won all their games handily, 5-1, 6-1, 9-1. And now it's just 1-0 after the first period. This is new to them. Eagles giving them some adversity to face, the two undefeated teams in this tournament. And if the Eagles win this game, they could set themselves up as the first seed. Here's a chance now right off the hop for Bennett, but it was shut down. A massive play by Nathan Hayward. Kiley tried to give the lead feed, as Pryor will collect it. Wiley will keep it in, and Wiley with the pass in front, broken up by Babb, who's been exceptional for the Warriors, looking to add another goal to the score sheet for him, but it's broken up by Hayward, the reliable defenseman. Now Kiley with Wiley. Kiley with the shot just wide of the net. Now up the other way comes Babb again, flying into the zone. Cadigan trying to win it back for the Eagles. Big play by Darcy Cadigan to get this out. And now maybe a chance for Wiley. Kiley and Cadigan going to the net. There's a shot. Rebound on the tape of 13. Cadigan's shot is stopped. Babb will clear this down the ice. And icing waved off as goaltender Whalen moves out to move the puck. Here's Rogers. Chips this off the boards. Beautiful move by Knott. Hot off the bench as Rogers will go ahead and take it with 1:20 gone in this second period. Up ice it goes, and a chance now for Chater. Chater across the blue line. Popping up in the air, just out of reach of London. Taken out, Kylie. Up ahead to London, and here he goes. London moving on in with the puck, winding and weaving, and he's hauled down there, and it's sent ahead to Chater. Just out of reach for him, Knott will dump it in. Here's Shea. Back ahead to Chater, and here's a chance for Smith. Smith moving on in with the puck. Smith has got it on his backhand. He threw it on goal, and it was blocked in front. In deep for Smith. Smith to the front of the net for Chater, and just got away. Now Benson floats one on, and a kicked away save by Heffernan, who has been dialed in this first period. It's tipped out of the zone. Warriors look to get moving as it's Benson who sends that back out. Given away to Chater. Now it's Smith in. No offsides there as the Warriors will regain possession. Nate Bennett up the other way. A chance now for Kylie. Kylie zipping into the zone, and it crossed the line. It just snuck in. It's Kylie with the shot, and the Paradise Warriors double their lead to 2 over the Northeast Eagles. It just had enough to get over the line, and Kylie gets that all-important second goal for Paradise. The Eagles have their work cut out for them now. A 2-0 lead for the Warriors. Passed up to Morris. Smacked down the ice by the Warriors. This is going to be an icing call with 7:08 to go in the second period. The battle for first place here. If the Eagles can somehow turn this game around and win it, they'll be in good position to take that first place spot away from Paradise. Out to the blue line, flipped into the corner, Kendall. And now Bragg. Moores on the side, battling with Pelly. He's brought down. The penalty trouble's going to continue for the Warriors as this one goes through. Here's Kendall now. The Eagles looking to get the extra attacker out. Benson's shot goes through. Steer just wide. It came in front. They score! It's a goal for Moores, and the Eagles are alive. They were just about to get the extra attacker on the ice, and Moores in the right place at the right time. This building has erupted, and there's still life for Northeast. Well, what a turnaround. A shot that bounced off the end wall. Right onto the tape of Clark Moores. Face-off won by the Paradise Warriors. 6:40 to play in the second period. It makes its way out, and now a chance up the other side. Here's Pryor. Moving on in to respond to the Eagles' goal. Broken up by Wiley. Now here's Cadigan looking to take flight. Leaps back to his feet. Babb gets back and makes a massive play as Wiley will dump it back in deep. Here comes Babb up the other side. Babb might just go coast to coast here. Babb pumps the brakes, takes the shot, blocked by Penny. Picked up, and it'll be cleared by the Eagles. Icing waved off as it was tipped on its way down the ice. Heffernan out of his net to play the puck. Cadigan wins it. Kylie looked to put it through, was broken up, and now it's Babb taking flight again. Here goes Babb. 2-on-1 chance with Pryor. Babb is in, his shot is saved. The rebound for Babb again, and it's poked away by Penny. Here comes Penny up the other side. Penny moving on into the zone. Penny still with the puck. It's a 4-on-0. Penny is denied by Heffernan. What a momentum-shifting save for the Paradise Warriors as they take it back up the other way. Penny with the breakup. It goes on net. Whalen tried to play the puck. It's Nicholas on the boards with Doyle. Pass back out to Pryor. Lost to Smith. Smith trying to chip it out. Doyle grabs a hold of the puck with 5:15 to go. Nicholas to the front of the net. Here's a shot going just wide. Now Bennett losing it to Smith. Off the official Nick Winters there. And now it's out to Chater. Brought down there on the boards. The Eagles will win the puck back. And now an opportunity for Chater. Digging in on his off wing. Almost made the defensive play. Chater on his backhand. Floated one on, and it hit the cage of Yetman. Anything it takes to keep that puck out of your net. Here's Smith. Tries to keep it in. The Warriors will take it out the other way. And it's backhanded out, and they might be in. Here's a chance. Hayward, the only Eagle, back, and he makes the big play against Knott. Knott to the front of the net. Coughed up. Eagles have it deep in their own territory. It's Rogers who starts to find that open ice. Rogers, the defenseman, up on the rush. Dumps it in deep. What a smart play as he heads back to the blue line. Looked like he was going to head for a change there. Shea dumping it in deep. Chater and Smith, a joint effort to get this puck back. It's on the tape of Chater. Chater with it, tried to throw it out high to Hayward. It was broken up, but it's going to be kept in. Here's London. Gets the puck brought down, and he's going to draw a penalty from Chater. So a power play coming up for the Paradise Warriors with 3:50 to go in this second period. And now we'll have our goaltending changes. What a game from Heffernan and Whalen. The two goaltenders playing absolutely phenomenal. And checking into the game is Ethan Smith and Benjamin Sturge. So we'll see what the two goaltenders have in store. The two number 30s coming off and the two number 1s checking into the game. Well, a penalty kill now for the Eagles, as it looks like the glass is off down there. So we're going to need some repairs at the DF Barnes Arena. One of the panes of glass has come out. Well, we're going to have a little stoppage in play here. One of the fathers coming to the rescue there to save the day. Bob the Builder in the crowd. Shout out to that man right there. Don't know his name, but he's a hero. He'll give us a quote for that later. Repairing the glass and saving the day from a big stoppage as this is passed ahead. What a play! And look at Moores coming in. Turns back and shoots the rebound right there. The Eagles pushing, and they almost had a shorthanded tally. A swing around the boards. It's Benton. Out high. Took the shot. Blocked by Daly. Now Benton will keep it in. Pelly stepping up to get the puck. Swung that around the boards as Moores came in to get it back. Lost to Witherall. Witherall will clear it out. And here come the Warriors on the power play. What a diving play by Benson. But wait a minute. Witherall's in, but she's offsides. Oh, a sigh of relief there for the Northeast Eagles as that was close. 3:07 to go in the second period, and what has been probably the most exciting game of this tournament. The two teams that are in first and second place going toe-to-toe. Here's Pryor, moving on in. Makes its way back out as the Eagles try to clear. It comes in front for Nicholas. Rebound, scores! Pryor taps it into the open net. It's a power play goal for Paradise. Power play Pryor. Cohen Pryor with the biggest goal in this matchup to restore the Paradise Warriors' 2-goal lead. Laid off the boards by Babb. Here's Penny. Moving down the left. What a gorgeous move. Cadigan calling for it in front of the net. Grizzlyak with the play. Penny just couldn't shake free to get that to the front of the goal. As up the other way comes Nicholas. Tried to push it through. And now a chance now. Delayed offsides against the Warriors as it's Penny who brings it deep into his own territory, and he gets moving now. Penny with the poke. Here he goes. Penny's had a couple good rushes in this game. He tried to get the shot off, and he just couldn't as Wiley tries to keep it in. Here come the Warriors up the other way. Penny back ahead, just out of reach of Wiley is Grizzlyak with Cadigan right there on his tail. Here's Grizzlyak. Up to Pryor, kept in by Doyle. And now Wiley into the corner for Darcy Cadigan. Cadigan has been invited to the Brick Invitational tournament at the West Edmonton Mall in the summertime. He'll be going up there to play in July. Good asset to have on your squad. Has a chance now for the Warriors as they bring it in. Penny moves this around the boards. A lengthy shift from him, but he is still buzzing out there. A pass ahead just out of reach of Shea. Here's Knott. Back up the ice, Doyle. In for Smith. Eagles touch up and stay onside. Smith taking the shot right along the ice, and a wonderful stop in net by Sturge. Chater tried to keep it in. Up the other way comes Nicholas. Looked to take it in on goal, and now it's back on the tape of Chater. Chater collided with the official there. And it's going to be sent down the ice by the Northeast Eagles for an icing call. 1:05 to play in the second period. And a massive goal by Cohen Pryor to make it a 3-1 game. Comeback is going to be tough for Northeast, but it's definitely not impossible by any stretch of the imagination. Dumped back into the corner. Eagles try to clear, and they'll get it out. And now maybe a chance for Shea. Lost to Yetman. Yetman gets brought down by Shea as he tried to move it to the front of the net. Here's London. London gets hit on the boards. Kiley in there to try to win it back. Left behind, Shea takes a swipe. Yetman with 30 seconds left to go in the second period. Backhands it out to Hayward, and it'll just get away. Going down the ice, it's Rogers now. 20 seconds to go in the second period. Rogers passes this ahead. Here come the Eagles up the other way. It's Smith moving on the near side, trying to get the shot off. Smith still going with the puck. He passed it back in front for Chater, just got away. 5 seconds to go. Here's Rogers. 3 seconds now, 2 seconds and 1, and that'll do it for the second period of play. The final score after 2 is 3 for the Warriors, 1 for the Eagles. Can the Eagles pull off the comeback, or will the Warriors hang tight and come away with the victory? This is to clinch the first seed of the U9 Selects Alex Newhook division. So the Eagles are looking to pull off this comeback. And the Warriors are 10 minutes away from clinching the first seed. Face-off won by Bragg, and we're back in play for this third period. As the puck will slow down, here's Murphy. Trying to move it ahead now. It comes out, Bragg, kept in, and now it's Daly in front of the net, and it's pushed away. Here comes Moores up the other side, leading the charge here for the Eagles. Moores zipping in, stopping, waiting, backhand pass across, and it was blocked by Hatcher. Bryce Hatcher Up the other side here for Paradise. Hatcher takes it in, pushed away by the Eagles. As it's kept in deep, Benson is going to grab a hold of the puck. Passed off the boards, Kendall will leave it for Benson. Benson up the other way, trying to work his magic. Benson into the zone and right into traffic. A big play by Pelly. Here's Moores now. Moores tries to get it to the front of the cage. It's Hatcher chipping this off the boards to himself. Now Badcock. He's going to take over with the puck. Got it out of the zone just enough as Hatcher gave that back to Daly. Daly leaving it behind to Hatcher. And smacked down the ice by the Eagles, which will buy them time to get a quick change. Darcy Cadigan on the forecheck. Flipped ahead to Witherall. On the tape of Cadigan. Here's Darcy Cadigan moving on in with the puck. Cadigan takes the shot and it's blocked by Pelly on its way to the net. Here's Pelly. He moved it ahead. Warriors looking to get something going, but it's stopped by Wiley. On the stick of Doyle. Doyle, backhander on net, and another block by the Warriors. Pelly not giving up too easy as he is going to swing this around the other side. Doyle tried to keep it in. Now it's Nicholas, a 2-on-1 up the other way with Pryor. Penny the only one back. Pryor's all alone, and he put it high and wide around the other side, and a big play by Doyle to get across to shut the door. Here's Wiley bringing it up ahead. Now Darcy Cadigan off to the races he goes. Cadigan in the corner with the puck on his forehand. Threw it to the front of the net. Wiley with the shot, trying everything she can to keep the puck in the zone. Passed ahead to Kylie. Kylie will dump it in deep. Babb is going to get there first. 7:40 to go in the third period. Flipped up, kept in by Shea, but right back to Babb. And away go the Warriors again. It's Babb moving on in with the puck. He takes the shot, a big blocker stop in between the pipes, and another save by Smith. He will cover it up. Some massive, massive saves from him to keep his squad in this game. The game up after this one is the Northeast Eagles Tier 2 squad taking on the Avalon Celtics as the Celtics look to clinch the second seed in the tournament with a win over the Eagles Tier 2 team as Grizzlyak is in a foot race. Shea, he's going to get there, and he shoots it, but it's blockered away by Sturge. Here's Rogers now. Tries to keep it in. Backhanded over to Smith. Smith to Shea, over to Babb. Babb will try to clear the zone, and it goes all the way down the ice. Rogers, he's going to get there first. Rogers deking out his own goalie to get that puck back. Now it's Hayward. Gorgeous feed over to Shea. Here's Shea at the red line. Takes it in. Oh, they just stay onside there. A nice effort by Smith to get back. Now a bouncing puck makes its way out. Away goes London. London taken down. He's going to draw another penalty as Kylie brings it in. He shoots. Oh, and it just hit the side of the net, and a power play coming up for Paradise with 6:20 to go. A tripping call and penalties galore in this matchup. Game number 15 of the U9 Selects tournament, halfway home. The tournament goes by just too quickly. Hatcher wins the faceoff. It's Witherall who turned and shot one just wide. Played out to the point to Knott. Knott will dump it back into the corner for Hatcher. Hatcher spins away. Tries to pass it to the front. Back to the point to Knott. Warriors working it well. The shot tipped in front and it goes just wide. Benson going to try to smack this down the ice, and the Eagles have a chance shorthanded. Kendall backhanding it into Bragg. Kendall almost got it back himself, and the Eagles caught off sides with 5:46 to go in the third period. 1:26 to go on Rogers' penalty. Here's Moores. He takes the puck in the zone. Sent it in. As Pelly tried to get it, now it's Darcy Cadigan from the side. He shot it just up over the net. Benson will try to keep it in, and it did stay in, but Pryor will bring it up the other way. Over to Nicholas. Brings it into the zone. Now Murphy will try to clear it out, and he absolutely will, as Moores hustling hard to win it back. Here comes Moores. Cadigan going down the middle. Moores takes the shot, and it's knocked away by Sturge. Here's Benson. Flipping it in. Pinballing around is the puck, and just avoiding catastrophe there was the Warriors. Calm, cool, and collected play on defense by Bryson Pelly. Now a 2-on-1 up the other way. Moores to Darcy Cadigan. Cadigan is in. The backhander back across. Moores is there, but it's covered up in a big collision in front of the net. As everybody seems to be okay. 4:46 to go in the third period. A 3-1 lead for the Warriors. They're still on the power play. The Eagles were pushing. Just couldn't seem to find the back of the net after a couple of big looks, big chances. Just haven't had the puck luck on their side here this afternoon. It's Doyle. Moving it in. Now London. 4:35 to go in the third period. London. He starts to get moving into the neutral zone. London still with the puck. Across the blue line, broken up by Kiley. Offsides are the Warriors. Here's Grizzlyak. Works it to London. Popping up, brought down. Moved to the front to Kiley, and that shot is kicked away. Here's Nate Kiley. Couldn't get it out as the goal scorer, Evan Kiley, will keep it in. Down to Burke. Losing the loose puck on the boards as Wiley, who will try to clear. Out to center to Smith. Smith with the nice move. London gets it back and tried to dump it in. Burke jumps on this loose puck. Burke on his backhand, it's poked away, and it's Smith up the other way now. Smith, beauty move. Still taking it in for the Eagles, but he just lost it there at the last second with 3:40 to go. Here's Babb. Babb with the shot, kicked away in goal by Smith. And here comes Penny, looking to give the Eagles some life with 3:27 to go. Staying on side, Penny trying to force it through the crowd, and Hatcher found that loose puck, and the Eagles will try to clear, but it's kept in by Smith. Smith has it. Puts it back in front. It's bouncing around, and the shot and the puck is still loose. Comes out to Penny. A high shot on net, and a high stick being waved off here as the Eagles take possession. Out to Hayward. He'll keep it in out high and dump it in deep. Here's Shea to Smith. Smith trying to force it through. Sent around to Hayward. Hayward will swing this in deep. It's Grizzlyak. Couldn't read the weird bounce off the board. Shea with the shot. It just went wide all the way around. Rogers going to try to step up to keep it in. Heffernan will clear. All the way down it goes to Hayward. Back out Smith to Chater. Warriors will touch up. Here's Rogers. Moving it up the other way. Rogers taking it in. He's got it on his backhand. Circles back. Takes a look. Plays it to the front of the net. Here's a chance, and the shot is blocked on its way to the net. As the Warriors killing time by the second. Hayward in a foot race with Hatcher. Hatcher will win it for Paradise. Hayward and Hatcher colliding there on the boards. Picked back up by the Eagles as they look for something, anything here in this game to get back in it as Nicholas twists and turns. It's dumped back in. Daly just out of reach. Hayward up ahead to Rogers. And Rogers tried to chip it out. It's Nicholas who storms right back in with the puck. Nicholas shoots. What a save in net by Smith. Moores backhands that one out to center ice as it goes all the way down for Knott. Knott with 1:25 to go in the third period. The clock is winding down for Northeast. 1:20 to play in the third period. Rogers will dump it right back in. Eagles chasing after this one. 1:13 to play now. It's sent ahead to Nichols all the way down the ice. No icing as it was tipped. Out of his net is Smith to leave that for Benson. Benson to work. Ahead to Kendall. Out of reach for Bragg, and now a chance for Moores. But it was backhanded away as Kendall took it in. Delayed offsides here against the Eagles, and they are caught offsides with 51.8 to go in the third period. We've seen some quick goals in this tournament. Yesterday we saw Southern Shore score 4 goals in a minute. So the Eagles can. They have their goalie out. The extra attacker is out onto the ice with 51.8, hoping for a miracle. Picked up by the Warriors. That's sent down the ice. This might go. It will. The Paradise Warriors put the icing on the cake. Pryor fired it into the empty net. His second goal of the game and his second goal in a row with 45.4 to go in this matchup. The Warriors have sealed the deal and will have the first seed in this tournament for the second straight year. Eagles not going to quit as it's passed ahead to Cadigan. He pushes it through. Darcy Cadigan is in. He shoots. He scores. What a beauty by Darcy Cadigan. Don't go away, folks. The Eagles are not done. An absolutely filthy move from Cadigan. He puts it bar down, and it's 4-2. Well, it's a 2-goal game again with 44.4 to go. Stranger things have happened in this tournament as this is pushed ahead. Here come the Warriors again. Burke to London. London takes the shot. What a save by Smith. Here's Kiley now. Moving it over to Pelly. He just kept it in. Now it's Smith on the puck. Here comes Smith up the other way. Tried to pass it. Shea will win it back. Here they come. Shea takes the shot, and it was kicked away by Sturge. Badcock, goalie out at the other side of the ice for the Eagles. Cadigan back out there. 10 seconds to go in the third period. They're going to run out of time as the Warriors go for glory again, and they will. It's London into the empty net. And now this time, I think it's safe to say Paradise is going to take home the victory and the first seed in the Tier 1 division. Well, this was a really, really exciting game. The closest 5-2 game I've ever seen. The Eagles tried, they didn't give up, and if these two teams meet again tomorrow, I think it's going to be an unbelievable game. As the clock winds down, Bragg will pass it ahead. The Warriors are undefeated. 10 straight wins at the U9 Selects tournament for Paradise. And the legacy grows. The Northeast Eagles battled hard, they fought hard, pushed till the very end, but it just wasn't enough. What a fun game from both teams. And the next game in action, Northeast Eagles Tier 2 taking on the Avalon Celtics as we get ready for our Player of the Game ceremonies. What an awesome game from both squads here today. A real treat to watch. Some very skilled players out on the ice. Well, Anna Wiley, the player of the game for the Eagles, she had a phenomenal game. And Ben Nicholas, who played really well in this game, he was all over the ice for Paradise. He gets a well-deserved player of the game. Well, folks, we're back in action at 12 o'clock for a massive game between the, or 1 o'clock, excuse me. My goodness, I'm losing track of time here. That's how much fun I'm having here at the U9 Selects tournament. But we'll be back at 1 o'clock for Eagles and Celtics. Be sure to be kind to one another, stay safe, and we will see you at 1. It's the Northeast Eagles. The Eagles, this is their first game of the day. They are 1-1 through their first two. They won their first game against CBS 6-1. And then they just fell short in a barn burner against the Paradise Warriors yesterday, 3-2. So if they won this game, that would really shake things up in this tournament. It would make things very interesting as the Paradise Warriors are 1-2. The Eagles are 1-1, and the Renegades are 0-3. The Celtics are 2-1. So if the Eagles won this, the Celtics would be 2-2. The Eagles would at least have 2 wins. And then should the Warriors beat the Renegades, they will also finish with 2 wins. So we could see quite the 3-way tie if a lot of things go in the Eagles' favor. So the second seed is up for grabs here in this game as the Celtics do their stretch circle while the Eagles do the trusty horseshoe to warm up for this game. The Eagles had a nice rest this morning, not playing until 1 o'clock, getting to sleep in a little bit. I know that doesn't matter too much at this age because you're always hyper. You get up at like 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning to get on the go. But they got the extra rest. The Celtics just played 2 games ago. But sometimes when you play 2 games in a short span, it actually helps you a little bit better, in my opinion. I find sometimes in some tournaments that I played, if we have 2 games that are kind of close in proximity, I find the second game, I feel faster. I mean, I'm not that fast. Trust me, a lot of these kids are much faster than me at 9 years old and 8 years old. But sometimes I do think that having 2 close games can help you get your legs under you. As we're close to game time, this will be the first time the Celtics have gotten the second seed in this tournament since 2023. When they tied a game against the Bay Arena Rovers to clinch that second seed spot. Well, both teams cleaning up the pucks as they get ready. That's the Celtics' last game of the round robin. The Eagles still got 1 more left, where they will take on the Southern Shore Breakers later tonight. So the Celtics got their cheer done. And we're ready to get going for their final game of the round robin. So now the Eagles take the ice at the DF Barnes Arena as we get geared up for game number 16 of the U9 Selects Tournament 2026. Dumped in right away. Brown is going to get there. Brown taking it behind his own goal. Moves it forward. It's Greeley who tries to pass it out of his own end. It's pinned up against the boards as the Celtics try to free it. Greeley doing a nice job to dig it out. Now it's Hunt. Gave that away. McPhee is in past the defense to open the scoring for the Eagles. He does. McPhee gets the kill at coast dancing, and the Eagles have the first goal of the game. What a swift play from him. Beautiful move to his forehand. And they get the first goal of this hockey game. Here's Sam Martin. Taking it back up the other side. Martin flies in on goal, takes the shot, and it stays out of the net. What an unbelievable stop by the goaltender, Hines, to keep that puck out of the net. Now down the ice it goes. McPhee in the foot race with Manning. McPhee is going to get there, wins the race, takes the shot, and he's got two. McPhee with his second goal of the game and his second in 45 seconds. The Eagles have a dream start in their first game of the day. Well, what a start for Northeast to this matchup. Definitely not what the Celtics were expecting, as Kieran Manning looking to get the Celtics back in this game. It's all the way down the ice once again. Johnston and Martin, the only two Celtics back. Here's Johnston. Lost it. It's given away in front as Martin tries to lift the stick. Martin will take it back for the Celtics. Moves it down the side as Ali will swing it back in and offsides against the Eagles with 8:46 to go in period number one. Gaponder on the tape of Branton in a tight area. Gave that away. White to the front of the goal, but Johnson lost it. Here's Branton circling back into his own end. Branton trying everything he can to clear it, but White is just not letting up. Now Bjarnson taking it up the other way. Here come the Celtics. It's Magnus Bjarnson leading the charge. Bjarnson all the way in with the puck. He shoots. It's blocked on its way to the net. And up the other way come the Eagles. It was stopped by Branton. Now a chance. A 3-on-1. Branton hustling hard to get back for the Celtics as they move in, and Ali gets the puck poked away. Magnus Bjarnson will pass it up to Gaponder. Giving away a chance for Northeast. A shot on Cunningham, and he'll make the save and cover it up just over 2 minutes in to this first period. It's been all Northeast so far. Face-off won by Northeast, but Mills is going to get there. Mills trying everything he can to push it out. Got shoved to ground. Here's Warren. Passes it up the gut. It's given away. McPhee battling with Jobst. Lost to Luca, who will push it into the zone. Here's Warren. Back on the stick of Luca, who dumps it in. Wilson. Down low to Perry. Perry trying to play it ahead. It's sent out to the blue line. McPhee tried to keep it in. Now Perry still moving along with the puck. Cuts back across. Perry's got it. Takes the shot, and what a block by McKenna Hunt. Here's Felix Luca. Taking it behind his own goal. He'll clear this up the ice. Wilson will send it right back in. Here's Luca. Just 3 minutes gone in this first period of play as Luca has it behind his own goal. Pass it up to Connors. Connors gets moving with the puck. Connors goes down the side. Got stripped of the puck, tries to win it back. It's Luca. Across now for Hunt. McKenna Hunt at the red line is going to try to dump it in deep. Left behind and cleared out. It's Martin who will reset the puck. Player of the game in the last game, Sam Martin, looking to continue his story here. Martin all the way in. Mills going to the net. Martin will reset. Makes the beautiful pass to Nassaro. Gave that away as the Celtics try to keep it in. It's McPhee battling hard. Manning will win it back. Now McPhee, 2 goals in the game already. Bringing down Johnston. It's picked up by Martin. Sam Martin will lob this out of the zone. And it's collected by Cashin here on the near side. Greeley moving it in, delayed offsides against the Eagles. They'll touch up and stay onside as it's Sam Martin who passed it back up ahead. Manning couldn't get it, and it's offsides with 5:50 to go in the first. Two early goals off the stick of Nash McPhee has been the story for the Celtics. His first shift of the game, scored 2 beauties, and they got the 2-goal lead as they try to snatch second place hopes away from the Celtics. McPhee has a look. His team in a delayed offsides trap here. They're going to touch up as it's sent in. Here's Fahy. All the way around the boards. Branton. He's going to take it. Charlie Branton. Scored in every game of this tournament. Branton moving in with the puck. He's brought down. Still jumping back up to his feet. McPhee gets tied up. Now Pottle trying to work it to the front of the net. Pottle has it down low. Threw it back in front, and it was collected by the Eagles as they try to clear it. Gapondar, his shot on net, and jumping on it is goaltender Jermaine Glover to keep that puck out of the net and keep this a 2-goal lead with 5:11 to go. Face-off won by the Celtics as Hunt is going to reset with it. Pass back into the zone, and it'll be picked up by Alley. Out it goes, but it is offsides against the Celtics. Over halfway done the first period. It's Luca. Passed it out. Wico Brado kept it in. Here's McPhee. And now Greenway in there digging for it. Eagles will work it loose. It's Wico Brado. Out at the point. He'll keep it in. As this is dumped back in, it's Luca who lays the hit against Greenway. Now Greenway will take it. Here's McPhee. Up the other way for the Celtics. McPhee pushes it forward. Here's Connors now trying to dump it in. Alley is going to get there and grab a hold of the puck. Wico Brado will throw it across. It's McKenna Hunt. She'll take the puck and dump it in deep. Takes a bounce off the boards as White will collect. White out, McPhee. Keeps the puck in the zone. Now Luca tries to get it. It comes out to the point to Johnston, who can't keep it in, and the Eagles trying to make something happen. Luca will make the backhand play. McPhee up ahead. Wico Brado couldn't get it. Here's Connors moving on in, but Alley with an unbelievable play on defense as those two collide down low. Sent out to Perry. Perry up the other way, a 2-on-1 looming. Martin, the back checker, Manning, the last player back, and he's going to head to the box. It's a trip coming up against him with 3:33 to go in the first period. And the head coach of the Avalon Celtics, Mike Forsey, coached Nick Winters with his U18A Celtics team and the Gonzaga Vikings Tier 2 squad. So he's giving him the gears about calling his stepson for that tripping call as Manning goes to the box for 2. Here's Martin. He'll turn. Tries to clear the zone. Kenway keeps it in. It bounces on net. Cunningham with the save, and the puck came loose. But Cunningham jumped on it the second time to keep it out of the net. Perry and Martin at the dot. And this penalty killing effort for the Avalon Celtics are 13 seconds in. Warren put the puck on net. Cunningham will push it to Martin. Sam Martin taking it up, trying to find the space. Perry is right there with him. Martin pulls back, holds the puck, fires it right on, and it was kicked away. What a stop by Glover. Here's Perry now for the Eagles. He's going to clear this down the ice. Branton making an effort to get their icing waved off. Charlie Branton waiting for his line to get out here. So he cuts across the middle, and he's got some open space. Branton one-on-one. He moves in with the puck, shoots, and it goes right off the shin of Brown. What a big block by Brown. And now up the other way, it's Greeley. Lost to Fahy, who just gets it in deep. Celtics still caught offsides. Here's Brown. And offsides against the Celtics with 2:21 to go. It'll go all the way back into Celtics territory. 48 seconds left to play on the Karen Manning penalty. 2:21 to go in the period, and it's 2-0 for the Eagles. McPhee with both goals. Branton wins it. Looks to get moving for the Celtics, trying to give them some life. Branton winding and weaving. Branton still. Charlie Branton moves on in with the puck. Branton takes the shot, and it's saved. What a stop by Glover. Right under his pad. It looked like it might have snuck through, but Glover shuts the door and keeps this a 2-0 lead. Here's Mills. Mills doing a nice job to keep the puck in the zone. That's lost. McPhee trying to push it back in. Here's Greeley. It's given away on the boards, and it's McPhee who tries to lift the stick. And now up the other way comes McPhee. Raston pushes it through. Now it's Connors. Connors takes it up the side. Kieran Manning back out on the ice. Connors still moving in with the puck, but she just lost it there at that last second. Now Raston will keep it in. Passed out to the point to Manning. Gave that away, and now a chance for Northeast, but Manning will get the swipe on that one. Here's Cashin. Moves across the top. Bobbled the puck as it's sent in deep. Here's Mills now, deep in his own end. Pass it up to Kieran Manning. He's got Martin as an option. Manning gets going, looking for the pass. Beautiful pass. Here's Sam Martin. He's in, moving in on the near side, and the shot. Glover is still picture perfect in between the pipes. Another stop by the Eagles goaltender, and he has been the difference maker in this matchup so far with 49.6 seconds to go in what has felt like the longest first period ever. But we're having fun. It's been an exciting game of hockey, and it's far from over just yet. Here's Greenway. Nearly cleared it out. Luca kept it in. Now it's Martin. Sam Martin stops, waits, takes. Glover with the save again. Glover has been absolutely rock solid in the matchup so far. It looked like he let that in, judging by his body language there. He put his head back, and he might be in some discomfort. And yeah, I think he is, as he's making his way over to the bench. So Glover's coming out of this game. He hurt himself there when he went down to make that save. But what an unbelievable first period from the netminder, Jermaine Glover. He was an absolute brick wall in the net, an unfortunate way for him to finish the game, but we hope that he will be okay and will be able to return, as he's been the MVP of this one for the Eagles so far. Nassaro tried to keep it in. It's out for Sam Martin. Martin with it on his backhand, moves in with the puck. Sam Martin, oh my goodness, and he's brought down. He's going to draw a penalty. So a power play coming up for the Avalon Celtics. 16.2 seconds to go in the first period. Still a 2-0 lead for the Eagles. The Celtics trying to beat the buzzer. So the penalty win against Emmett White. Celtics on the power play as Luka tries to keep it in. It is going to stay in, but the Eagles are going to try to get it out, but Luka keeps it in, and he still kept it in, but it just got out over the line, and that'll take us to the intermission here as Greenway will dump it in. And this first period is over. A 2-0 lead for the Northeast Eagles. Nash McPhee with 2 goals in the first 45 seconds of the game. And that has been the difference so far in game number 16 of the U9 Selects Tournament 2026. So the Eagles liking what they're seeing so far. They could very well be 2-0. They just missed out yesterday on a victory over the Warriors. As like I said, if they win this game, the race for second place is going to become very, very interesting. So the Celtics coming back out now to try to pull off a comeback. They've allowed the first goal in their last 2 games of this tournament. Oh, Glover back in the net for the Eagles, so he is okay. And he returns to the blue paint for Northeast. We're happy to see him back in the net. Here's Branton, the assistant captain for the Celtics. Has got the puck. Branton gets brought down, try to get back to his feet, and up the other way comes Perry. Perry moving in, poke check by Manning. Here they come, Kieran Manning and Branton and Pottle. It's a power play chance for the Celtics. Manning taking it in, he's hauled down, and Glover's gonna play it safe and cover it up. There's 24 seconds into the second period. The Celtics had a big scoring chance there, just couldn't get it past. The goaltender has been amazing, Jermaine Glover. Here's Branton. Won the faceoff out. Manning tried to keep it in. Jobst will give it enough to get that puck out of the zone. Now it's Kieran Manning in neutral ice. Gives it to Branton. Branton moving in with the puck. Beautiful move by Branton. And he still got it, but he just lost it there. As Perry is going to try to take this out for the Northeast Eagles. Now Manning gets that pass from Pottle. It's Kieran Manning bringing it in again. Manning pulls back and shoots. Stopped by Glover. He kept the puck out of the net. It went in, but it's not going to count as Glover had the puck covered. So his shutout is staying intact through the first minute of the second period. Here's Connors. Tried to push it through. The Eagles have it in their own end. They're going to clear as they're still on the penalty kill. Fahy back ahead for the Celtics. McPhee moves it forward. It's Connors. Takes this back up the other side. Connors moving on in with the puck. She's still got it. What a game that she has had so far in this matchup. She has been buzzing all over the ice. Now it's Brown sneaking by the defense. McPhee trying to make the play. Brown takes the shot and it goes up over the goal. Here's Emily Connors. Taking it up the ice. She's brought down. Now it's ahead to Gapandar. A successful penalty kill by the Northeast Eagles as they bring it back in. And a chance now for them. It's McPhee with 2 goals in the game already. Put the puck on net. Cunningham turned it aside. Fahy out to Brown. Brown's shot is blocked. As the Celtics put that out to center ice, here's Connors. Gapandar in for Warren, and it is offside with 7:47 to go in the second period. Martin will win the face-off against Critch. Here's Felix Luca. Gave that away. Sent out to the point. Wick O'Brado is going to step in with the puck and pass it off to Critch. Critch on net, blocked by Luca. They're reaching around there for it as White bangs away for the puck and it sneaks out. Nassaro tried to clear, picked up by Martin. Sammy Martin gets moving again. Here comes Martin. He's around the defense. Martin is in, and he shoots it just wide of the net. Sam Martin almost had it. Now it came back to him in front, and Glover with an unbelievable stop to keep the lead for the Northeast Eagles. Here's Martin circling back, tried to get the pass through. Martin looked to find Luca. Eagles trying to clear the zone, just out of reach of Nassaro as White digs in for the puck. And White is going to win the race. White one-on-one with Martin. He got the pass off, and Cunningham will cover it up with 6:41 to go in the second period. It's still a 2-0 lead for the Eagles, thanks to Jermaine Glover. And, of course, Nash McPhee, who has both of their goals. Here's Jobst. Fan on the one-time shot, but Jarnson tries to take it out for the Celtics. Brynton back in his own end, takes a breath before he gets going. Charlie Brynton, he's got some room. Brynton across the blue. He's in on net, looking for the opening, and another stop by Glover. Pottle turning and shooting. It's blocked by Jobs, and it's right there in front, and it went just wide. Wilson tried to swing that around the boards. Eagles will clear this down the ice. Kieran Manning will get the puck, a player who's waited his whole life to play in this tournament, and that is not an exaggeration. He's watched his cousin Nathan Stanley's pretty much all of his games. He's had this tournament circled on his bucket list his whole life, and now he might just score. He absolutely will. Masterful Manning strikes, and the Celtics are alive. Who else but Kieran Manning to take it coast to coast like buttered toast and make this a one-shot game. Here's Greeley moving back in for the Eagles. What a response this would be. Manning with the poke. Cunningham dives on the puck and covers it up. 5:40 to go in the second period, 2-1. McPhee and Manning the goal scorers in this game. McPhee with 2 for the Eagles. Manning with the lone Celtics tally. And listen to this crowd. Here's Kieran Manning. Gets it in his own end. Here he goes. Kieran Manning up the other way. Number 97 is flying in. The captain takes the shot, and it's blocked on its way to the net. Now McPhee given away to Manning. Manning throws it back in front, and it bounced around the blue paint and on the stick of Mills. Mills will keep the puck in. Connors trying to win it back. It's Mills. Look to pass it in front. McPhee will take it. 5:05 to go in the second period. McPhee to Greeley. Greeley taking that in, staying on side. Greeley across the top, brought down. Penalties against the Celtics. It's a tripping call. And a power play coming up for the Eagles with 4:51 to go as they look to pick up their second win of this tournament. Henry McPhee to the box for 2 minutes. And the goaltending change, Glover coming off after a fabulous game. Hines coming into the net. What a game from Jermaine Glover. And of course, Kyle Cunningham, the only goalie for the Celtics. He stays in between the pipes. Here's Greenway. Turns and shoots. Cunningham redirects that away. Here's Fahy, brings him down. This is going to be 5-on-3 now for the Eagles as Fahy's going for boarding. So now the Eagles are going to have lots of space out on the ice to find the back of the net. White thought he was going to the box there. He was making his way over from the Eagles, but now he realizes he didn't get the penalty. Five on three. Nassaro up ahead to Martin. Back to Nassaro. To Wick O'Brado, who backhands it in. Martin will clear. Trying to get to that loose puck. Alley is going to win that race. Played it into his own end, but it bounces on the stick of Martin. Now it's out in front. Kicked away by Hines. And it's in! It's a shorthanded goal for Sammy Martin. The Celtics have stormed back and have tied the game. Well, it was a loose puck. It took a bad bounce off the boards and snuck out in front of the net, and the sweepers were on that puck to just get it over the line. Face-off won by Martin. A shorthanded goal on 5-on-3 hockey. Here's Luka. Out Kenway, couldn't hold the line. And now it's coughed up. Nassaro looks to get it. Martin will push it through. Here's Sam Martin, short-handed. Another chance. They score! Do you believe it? The Celtics have stormed back and have taken the lead. Two short-handed goals from Sam Martin on the same penalty kill. And the Celtics have snatched the lead away from the Northeast Eagles. Well, what a turnaround for the Celtics. It was all Eagles for that first period, but they've rallied back. But McPhee gets it, and he shot it just wide. He almost had his hat trick. Here's Brenton up the other way. Brenton moving in with the puck. Here goes Charlie Brenton, takes the shot. What a save by Hines. Unbelievable to shut the door. Now the Eagles take it up the other way. This is a 4-on-2 rush. Here's Cashin. His shot stopped by Kyle Cunningham. .333 to go in period number 2. 3-2 lead for the Celtics. A 3-goal second period for them has been the story. 2 on the 5-on-3 penalty kill. Here's Brenton. clears it out. Brown gets the puck. Bobbled it as White takes a spill. Dumped into the zone, away from Hunt, and now maybe a chance for Greeley. Hunt off the boards. McPhee, 20 seconds to go on 5-on-3 hockey. Hunt to Branton. Branton tried to move around Malor. Here's Greeley now. In for Branton. Branton takes it up the other side. A 1v3. One Celtic versus 3 Eagles. Branton moves in with the puck. He's brought down, and he's going to draw a penalty just as the 5-on-3 expires. There's still 10 seconds to go. Now 9 seconds to go on Fahi's trip. So in 9 seconds, the Celtics are going to be on the power play. Face-off, one out to Johnston. Moving the puck in, it's back to Johnson, given away. Here come the Northeast Eagles. A shorthanded chance for Critch. Across the top, broken up by Branton. Trying to clear the zone, Critch will keep it in. Branton will work it loose. Now it comes out to the point to Alley. Shots blocked. Branton will take it back. With the swing around the boards, Branton looks to get it as it makes its way out, but Jarnson lost. Branton with the backhander, Wick O'Brado. Moving in on the neutral zone, it's a Celtics power play. As too many players on the ice call. Yeah, the Eagles had 5 players when they were supposed to have 4. I didn't even realize that. Good on the officials for catching that. So this is going to be a 5-on-3 power play now for the Avalon Celtics. Just like the Canada-Czechia game we saw in the Olympics when Czechia scored with 7 players on the ice, then 7 players got in the celebration and nobody saw it. But we got great refs here at the DF Burns Arena. Nick Winters, Andrew Squires, and Oliver Warren catching that one as Wick O'Brado is going to serve this penalty. So the Eagles still with 5 out on the ice. They got to send 2 to the bench, as it's 5-on-3 hockey for the second time this game with 2:07 to go in the second period. Here's Mills. Put the shot on net. Connors finds it, shoots it, save. Mills with the rebound, and he's denied by Hines. What a stop with 1:57 to go in the second period. Here's Mills. Twists away. Mills still got it through. Connors. She's going to get the puck and shoot, but it goes just wide of the net. Here come the Eagles up the other way now. A chance. It's Perry. Leads the charge, dumps it in, tips the stick of Manning. Now it's Kieran Manning. Couple of fakes, takes the puck and gets moving. Manning up the other way with 1:25 to go. Manning still with the puck. Kieran Manning on the power play for his second, and he missed it. Flips it back to the front of the net, and it'll be covered up by Nikos Hines to keep this a one-shot game, but what an effort by Kieran Manning. Here's Nassaro. Turns away. Flips the puck on net. It's blocked. Here's Martin now. Turning away from Brown. Martin in front. What a pass to Nassaro, and it got away. Now it's Felix Luca's shot is blocked. Now here comes McPhee up the other side. McPhee, one-on-one with Hunt, Luca, and Martin. Got back hard there to prevent that, and now here come the Celtics up the other way. The Eagles got 5 players out there again as Martin takes the shot, and it goes high and wide. Nice catch by the coaching staff to pull McPhee off the ice. Here's Martin across the top. Martin looking for an opening, takes the shot. That one's blocked. Nassaro will keep it in. Cleared out. Martin takes it with 20 seconds left to go in the second period. Flipping it into the zone. Celtics caught delayed offsides. Here's Brown. Has it deep in his own end. 8 seconds to go in the second period. Brown looking to beat the buzzer for Northeast. Brown is in, one-on-one with Martin, and he pokes it away. And a dream second period for the Avalon Celtics ends with them having the lead. 3 unanswered goals, Manning, Martin, and Martin. And they have a 1-goal lead despite starting the game down 2-0. Well, I'd like to take this time once again to talk about the Jamie Hines Memorial Grit Award. Jamie Hines, who unfortunately passed away in June of 2021 with multiple myeloma, loved the U9 Selects tournament. It was his favorite memory with his son, Cole. And when we wanted to honor the man that Jamie was, we figured there'd be no better tournament than the U9 Selects tournament to honor him. And this award doesn't go to the best player, but it goes to the one that shows the grit, that never gives up on any shift, that always keeps pushing, that always wants to do their best and wants the best out of their teammates. They play for the logo on the front and not the name on the back. They give it 110% every game, every shift, and they get just as excited for their teammates to succeed as they do for themselves. Here's Branton. He's got it in his own end. Greeley right there on his tail. Branton tries to find the space. White took it from him, but Branton will get it back and swings it right around. Here's Bjornsson. Tries to poke it out of the zone, and he will. As it makes its way to center ice, here's McPhee. Back in it goes. Raston. Out to center. McPhee brings it back in. Eagles stay. Oh no, they just got caught off sides. With 9:24 to go in this matchup, the Celtics are 9 minutes and 24 seconds away from clinching a top 2 position in this tournament. Here's Kieran Manning. Taking it on his off wing, the defenseman pushing it through the crowd of Eagles. What a pass! Pottle's shot goes just wide of the net. How did Kieran Manning get that through? Here's Connors. Pass that out, Pottle, all the way back to Kieran Manning. Manning with it deep in his own end, turns away from Critch. Manning with the stretch pass, look for Connors. Emily Connors takes down White as they collide on the boards. 8:45 to go in the third period. Pottle trying to push it through for the Celtics. Pulls back Greenway. Flipping this into the zone. White is going to get there first. Manning right behind him. Manning lifting his stick, picking his pocket, and getting the puck. Kieran Manning up the other way. Manning, he's got a lot of room and a lot of options. Manning, Pottle is with him. Manning's going to take it himself. Manning scores! Kieran Manning, like a Ruffles chip. You can't just have one. He's got 2 goals in this matchup, and the Celtics double their lead to 2. Here's McKenna Hunt. Passing that ahead. Perry. Back to Hunt. Moves it forward. Cashin will step in with the puck. Dumps it in deep. Icing waved off. 2 minutes gone in this third period. Luka up to Martin. Here comes Sam Martin. Up the other side for the Avalon Celtics. Martin flying in with the puck for the hat trick. He's got it. Takes it to the front, a stop by Hines. A gorgeous one at that. And he'll cover it up. Lovely, lovely goaltending from Nikos Hines. As the Celtics, despite giving up 2 goals in the first 45 seconds, have struck for 4 unanswered tallies, which has changed the narrative of this game. Martin will win it through. It comes out to Luka. Luka tried to wire a slap shot on net, just blew a tire, as Martin has it on the left-hand side. Wraps it around behind the net, holds on to the puck, threw it back in front for Luka with the shot. And he just didn't get all of it there, as this is passed up ice to McPhee. McPhee lost it to Martin. Now Greeley gonna try to take it back in. No offsides there as the Eagles kept it in the zone. Wilson passed it in. They'll touch up again as McPhee tried to give that to Greeley. Here's McPhee now from the corner. Put it in front. Nassaro with a big play. Martin all the way around. Nassaro gonna get there to try to push it out. Here comes Nassaro. Passes off. Given away, and maybe a chance here for McPhee. Passed it off. McPhee will get it back again. McPhee threw it in front. Milor with the big play, and he gives it to Branton. Branton couldn't get a stick on it. Now it's Martin up the other side. Sam Martin for the Celtics. Can he complete his hat trick? He's around one, and you bet he will. Sam Martin has the hat trick, and the hats rain down on the ice at the DF Barnes Arena. The grade 8 striking in a big way, and it's 5 unanswered for the Celtics. The Celtics players trying to get the hats up over the glass, and the official's going to step in to try to help them out. Oh, what a special moment for Sam Martin. Third goal of the game for him. .6:29 to play in the third period. The Celtics are in the driver's seat as Branton gets brought down, and now they're going to get a power play as Critch was in behind, and oh, what a nice chance for her. She took the tripping penalty, and now she's heading to the box. But she was working hard. That's all you can ask for as a coach. Here's Branton. Charlie Branton tried to make the move up the middle. McPhee to Branton. Branton taking this up the other way. Branton pushing through. Charlie Branton still with the puck. He's still got it. Takes the shot. It was blocked. Here's Bjarnson. Back out to Raston. He'll dump it into the corner. And it'll be picked up at the other side by Wicko Brado, who will clear it out to White. McPhee couldn't get it. Here's White. Moving on in. Branton with the tie-up, and he'll clear that back down. Wicko Brado lifting it in. Now it's Branton. Coming up the other way. Branton moves on in with the puck. Wicko Brado couldn't get it as Branton on his backhand got it poked away from Alley. Here's Branton again, out to Manning. Manning couldn't put the shot on net. It was dumped back in for Branton. Branton threw that on net, and a big block by Wicko Brado. Back to the point to Manning, who walks the line. Kieran Manning dances in. Manning stopped, and the rebound is poked in by Connors, but it's no goal. Emily Connors almost had her first goal of the tournament.